Hey, good afternoon, guys. This is Jimmy from Primer to His Best. I'm going to tell you another story. This story's kind of special to me, but it kind of turned out kind of weird a little bit. As my very first date, I guess you'd call it, going to the ninth grade prom in school, and I had a little crush on this girl, in junior high school. And the prom was coming up. Is eighth grade prom or ninth grade prom? Anyway, I was real young. She was too. And all my friends, a lot of my friends had, like little girlfriends and stuff. I didn't really have one. I was kind of stuck on this girl a little bit, but she never did know it. But anyway, I finally got up enough courage because the prom was coming up to ask her if she'd go to the prom with me. She said she would. Oh my goodness, I was real happy that I could tell my friends I had a date to the prom, but at the same time, I didn't really know what to do. All I knew about going on a date or anything was what you seen on TV, like detective shows or whatever. And I was a nervous wreck. And the closer I got to the prom date, I was even more nervous. Wound up getting a suit to wear and got her a corsage and all that stuff. Of course, my mom and dad were helping me because I didn't know nothing. I was still riding bicycles and stuff. Speaking of that, like I said, I had a crush on her, and she lived all the way across town. Pretty good distance. I would ride my bicycle without her knowing it. I would ride my bicycle all the way across town. That's back then. It's back when things were safe, so to speak. I mean, you could ride your bicycle, play outside in the yard. You didn't have to worry about weirdos and stuff like that. So I rode my bicycle all the way across town, hoping. She kind of lived in a ritzy neighborhood, kind of. Her folks were well off, that's what I'm trying to say. And I'd ride my bicycle over there several times before the prom, hoping I could catch her outside and just talk to her, try to ease my nerves, I guess. But even though I seen her in school, I felt like everybody was looking at me. So, you know how it is. Maybe you do, but when you're young, like I was, and I'm not the brightest bulb in the room. So, I was real nervous. Didn't want to ask my friends, because they would know then that I didn't know what I was doing. So, it just so happened, like I said, we went to the prom, and my best friend at the time I was growing up with, his mom and my mom, and of course my best friend and myself, we went to go pick up our dates in my mom's friend's car. They had a big old Mercury, 4-door car, great big huge car. You could probably seat 18 people in it. But anyway, it was a big car. Anyway, we went to go pick up our dates and picked up my date. Of course, she sat next to me, and she was, looking back, I'm sure she was just as nervous as I was. But, I didn't know it because you didn't dare tell anybody you didn't know what you was doing. So, my hands were sweating, all that. Maybe you remember those times, but that's how it affected me. I was nervous, hands were sweating, and all that. I held her hand and all that stuff. Anyway, we got to the prom. Of course, the school kind of had it all decked out and everything, and they was playing, popular music at the time. Now, I'm an older guy. I'm 66. So, at the time, back in 1969, 1970, they were playing, I'll just tell you what the songs were. You had Three Dog Night, Joy to the World, and, stuff like that. Anyway, my very first dance I ever had was a slow dance, and it was with my date. And do you remember the group Chicago? And the song was Color My World. Color My World. If you've never heard it before, it's a real pretty song, slow dance song. And I didn't know what I was doing. And anyway, y'all remember being a kid? That's me. So we danced to that song, and both of us had a good time. All of us did. There wasn't no rowdy behavior and anything like that. So I got through that prom with her. We got loaded back up in the car to go home. Well, my friend's mom drove her son's date back home first. So they dropped her off, and then just so happened the girl I took to the prom lived a little bit further out. So they dropped her off. I was last to get my date home, is what I'm trying to say. So they pulled into the driveway, and the driveway, the way it was, the headlights faced the front door. And I never had kissed anybody before, nothing fancy kissing. I'm just talking about kissing anybody, nothing. So, that I walked her, opened up the door, helped her out of the car, went to the front door, and my friend's mother forgot to turn the headlights off. So I stood there like a big goof. And I kissed her, on the lips, the first time I'd ever kissed a girl before. And it is probably a half of a second, if that long. So anyway, when I got back to the car, they realized they had left the headlights on. I felt like I was in a spotlight. So it was I was already a nervous wreck. The whole time driving to go drop her off, I was thinking, how's this going to work, But it all turned out good. And, like I said, that was a long time ago, and it's my first time to ever kiss a girl or have a girl go anywhere with me other than my sister or my mom or something like that, So I never will forget it, though. I just felt like the whole world was watching with all four of them headlights on. So anyway, my mom's friend apologized for keeping the lights on, but it's too late. So anyway, another fun adventure of going out on a date with me. It's always interesting, to say the least. So let me know if you like this kind of stuff, or if this brought back memories for you. We had a 3-dog night, and of course Chicago, and they just played all kinds of popular songs, Archie's, Sugar Sugar, all that stuff was brand new then, and they played the far out of it, back in the day. So good songs, you could understand what they were saying. But I never will forget Color My World with Chicago, or my date with my prom date. And I don't know whatever happened to her. You know how those crushes are that you have back when you're young. They last about a week, tops, maybe 2. So I don't know. Hope she's doing well. Hope she's still alive. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. You're watching Prom at its Best. If you'd like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. I do stories like this kind of like once a week. If you like them, please let me know, because if you don't, I'll just quit doing them. All these stories, believe it or not, are true. So maybe you can relate. And I'm also on Instagram, Prom at its Best, Facebook, Prom at its Best. God bless y'all. Thanks for watching and listening to an old man reminisce about things that's happened in his life. Y'all have a good one. God bless each and every one of y'all. I'll see y'all later.